Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching the film and staying. We're just going to connect with the producers for the Q&A. If you have any questions as well, the Slido code is at the top of the screen there, so you can use your phone and ask questions through there, and I'll get them through to this iPad here. So, hello Teresa and Marie. Thank you for being here with us today. Just getting you set up so I can see you on the TV. Yes, hello. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And I wanted to ask first, of course, because the director, Silas, is not here with us, what your kind of roles are and how you got involved in the project as well. Hi, I can hear you.
So we're the producers of the film, me and Teresa. We're very good friends of Silas, and we knew him from way back. And we started to think about this like some years ago, and he has this very big interest in San Tome and everything that happened there throughout the years. And so we developed through the years. We tried to get some funding, and we shot this film in when was it? 2018. I think it was. That's not big now. In 2018, and we finally managed to end the film, and it's showing here in Sheffield, which we are very happy.
Good, I'm so glad. Teresa, is there anything you wanted to add to that?
I would like to, but I'm listening so badly that I don't know exactly what did Marie say. But I'm sure he talked about our long-lasting collaboration with Silas. Who can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So we got involved in basically all projects of Silas, who is a director from San Tome, and he lives here since he's very young, and all his work goes around San Tome, rediscovering the history and everything that's involved with his native language. He has been making a point of all his work, making San Tome a very tiny island, formerly a Portuguese colony, to be known in its all its cultural issues. And this is one of these efforts.
Yeah. There was a lot of kind of interesting archive footage and references from tapes, the sound tapes and the photographs. How did that research come about, and how did you go about kind of finding all of that material and also bringing it together for the film?
As for the sound recordings are from David Alcorn. He has been involved in the relief effort as a volunteer for Peace Corps in the United States, and he also made a point of making records because he found it interesting to make live records of his experience during the Biafra War. He also wrote a book. He's very interested in that issue, especially on the humanitarian effort that the United States contributed to this, to the relief, to the airlift. He was contacted through a book that he wrote specifically on the San Tome Biafra airlift. Then the archive footage is from a very mediatized event that the war was. A lot of journalists have been there, and it was somehow easy to find it on, especially Reuters, British Pathé, AP. They all had reporters during the war there, during the 3-4. And a lot was in São Tomé because it was actively involved in the relief efforts for the children, especially.
And you mentioned the kind of there's the different people who were there as journalists. Can you hear me?
Now I can. It's I can hear you very badly. That's why I don't know exactly what you got.
Yeah. So the journalists and everything in the film, they allude a little bit to the fact that a lot of people were reporting on what was happening in Biafra, and that there was not an agenda, but like a reason why it was in their interest. And I found that a really interesting part of the film. So I wondered if you had any more context to that you might be able to share.
Sorry, I think I didn't get the question clearly.
Just about the. Did you hear Rui?
No. With the sound is not very good. I couldn't understand. You're talking about the reporters, is that it?
Yeah. About the reporters and the reason why they would report so much on Biafra.
Okay. So maybe Tarek will be better for that.
Yes. Well, at some point, the specifically civilian uninterested associations, churches that make this. They needed money, and they needed both money and supplies. So for that, they needed to set up a huge campaign, and they will send out invitations to journalists in order to have people sensitive to this cause, because regardless of what was happening there, the fact is that children were dying in a huge, massive scale, and this actually shocked people all around Europe, the United States, the so-called First World back then. And that's why they needed so much reporting in there, so as to get actual aid from all these countries and people to set up freely, campaigns, money, all this, and put it in planes and ship them to Biafra, which was actually quite expensive. And the media would help finance all this and have public support for institutions to move on for this. At this time, there was no NGOs and schemes organized for. Apart from Red Cross, of course, but at some point Red Cross had to leave, and that's where São Tomé entered, as it's in the film.
I wondered also about the guy who is recurring throughout the film, who doesn't speak too much, but he's kind of a central motif. So I wondered if you could talk a little bit about him and what his significance is.
I think Silas will be the best person to answer this. I mean, as far as we interpret his artistic expression through this character, well, he actually was working this. He's called Vovô Ferro. He actually worked in the towers, but he identified quite well with him. They talked a lot throughout the whole time we were in São Tomé shooting, and Silas would say, I hope not putting any words, that he sort of represents the research for all the children that pass through the airlift. What exactly impacted them, and what was the experience like to have to be out of their own country, like yourself, Silas, and how deep did that mark them. And that's why he doesn't say anything in order to say basically everything that he could say. And it was not possible in the film. No. But Silas would answer this.
Obviously, because Silas isn't here, I wondered about your experiences shooting the film in Sao Tome as Portuguese people, people who maybe had a different relationship to the place than him. So maybe you could talk a bit about that for both of you.
So we had never been there, neither me nor Teresa, nobody from the crew, and it was really amazing because it's a different place from what anything you could imagine or anything you could think. It's a very, very, very poor country, very poor. It has almost no institutions. Everything is very fragile. But everyone there is very, very warm. And very helpful. It's a different kind. I don't know what I can say, but it's a different kind of life. And we were just 5 of us, so it was both of us, English, the camera and the sound, and we were researching what we could find about this airlift, and trying to find what we could about this. It was very interesting because Silas asked the people about this, and they would say, why are you interested in this? Why are you interested in this event that happened so many years ago? And well, it was quite something. Maybe Teresa can say something. What do you think?
Well, it's most amazing part of it is such a strange place, but they speak the same language, which is confronts you with
you go to a completely different you go to a completely different place in the world, somewhere absolutely different, but they speak exactly the same language. Well, we're Portuguese, so we're not used to that. That's good.
Very familiar at the same time, the most distant and different experience that you'll have to make a huge effort to relate to not to relate, but to find a common ground.
And you could. And then there's the historical part where you could see the old colonial buildings and the old colonial institution. All that is ruined now. There's almost nothing left. Even so, it was strange to be there and to see those things and the people occupying the ruins of that. And and we know that there was a lot of suffering there also. That was also very, very intense.
Touching.
And it's strange. The way that people relate to all that is very different.
Mm.
The Santomean people.
Thank you very much for your answers and for your contributions to the film. I hope you'll express thanks to Silas as well. We're very grateful. So thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing what he's working on next. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having the film too.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
I'm really happy to have it there.
Thank you.